lovely people. While you're watching these beautiful and amazing design cabin ideas, I'll share part 4 of my story. In 1995, a year we'll never forget, my father's mental state worsened. He was deeply involved in what he believed was a religious practice, praying to something he called XXXXXX, which he believed would grant him power. He became increasingly erratic and abusive, treating us inhumanely. He dictated our every move, forbidding us from going out, talking to anyone, especially my mother. He would talk to himself, claiming a big person appeared to him nightly, giving him instructions and promising him power. Out of concern, I asked him, "Father, maybe you need help. Go to church and ask for forgiveness." He reacted violently, attempting to cut my tongue with a knife. My mother intervened, but he tried to hit her shoulder with the same large, sharp knife. I witnessed his uncontrolled rage as he repeatedly struck my mother until she was weak. After that incident, he went to the mountain, and we constantly heard him chanting XXXXXXXX while he was gone. A close friend of my mother came to help us, providing medicine and cooking for us. She repeatedly urged my mother, "Rosella, enough. Go back to your homeland with your children. Don't wait. He'll kill you all. He believes that killing a member of your family will give him more power. He's a psycho, Rosella." But my mother resisted, saying, "If we go back to my country, all the neighbors will laugh and gossip about me." She prioritized avoiding gossip over her own safety and ours. We used to wash clothes at a distance from our house, as was common in our village at the time. My siblings and I would help each other, finding joy in those moments without our father. After we finished washing and hanging the clothes, my mother said she would make us a nice meal to eat together. Just as we were about to enjoy the food, my father arrived, extremely drunk. We were disappointed and ate quietly while my mother helped him change clothes and gave him food. He then ordered us to massage his body. We complied, and afterward, we returned to our meal. Suddenly, he called my mother over and slapped her without a word. We were shocked. My mother asked him why, and he stood up and kicked her, accusing her of cheating on him. "I saw how happy you were today," he yelled. "Who made you smile?" He continued kicking and punching her, his mouth spewing accusations while his hands relentlessly beat her. We watched helplessly, wanting to intervene, but he threatened to kill us if we did. My mother told us to stay out of it, so all we could do was cry. He then dragged my mother to the mountain, to the same large tree where he often took her. He sharpened his knife, which sent us running to the village watch, Barangay Tanod, for help. However, no one answered their doors. In our village, people slept early, around 7 or 8 p.m. Every house was dark, lit only by lamps. We returned home, but no one was there. We ran to the mountain, following the sound of my mother's cries. We were some distance away, but we could hear her pleading, "Please stop. I'm dying. I'm begging you, stop. I'm dying." We finally reached them, and my sister ran towards my father, grabbing him from behind and accidentally causing him to fall onto a sharp rock, hitting his head. We didn't know what happened to him after that. We were focused on saving our mother. She was barely conscious, saying, "I can't survive. I see so many small stars now. I can't see your faces, my lovely daughters." We carried her home, and my sister helped prepare some water while I ran to her best friend, begging for help. She came with medicine. My sister told me to pack all our belongings and ask her friend, "Auntie, we need to travel. Please help us. We need money to leave this place." She agreed, telling me she would meet us at the boat terminal. We trusted her. My mother was still unconscious, unable to speak, only crying. We packed everything. Before we left, my sister went to the mountain to check on our father. She saw a little blood on his head, but she thought he was asleep. We carried our things, and since my mother could barely walk, my sister decided to burn down our house. In our village, the houses were small and made of kogon and bamboo, easily flammable. As our house went up in flames, we slipped away unnoticed through the back and waited for a tricycle to take us to the terminal. That night, we escaped from that island, a place filled with hatred and struggle.
Thank you for watching. Like, comment below, and subscribe.